Namaskar and welcome to our channel, Hinduism Animated. As the channel name suggests, we will be sharing information on Hinduism in the form of animations. The entire contents of the channel can be divided into three categories. First is Hinduism One-on-One, where we will be sharing the basic information about Hinduism. Here the animation will be minimal and will consist of mostly boring lectures. The second one is Living in the Past, where we will showcase events happening in a chronological manner. The final one is Know Your Deities, where we will focus on a particular deity for that video. The categories will be random and you can expect any video from the three categories to come right to you. However, for the purpose of explaining things in a better way, we will start with Hinduism One-on-One for the first three videos. In our very first video, we will share the knowledge about basics of Hinduism. Hinduism is a very complex subject which would require centuries to unravel the vast amount of knowledge hidden in it. And in today's fast-paced world, it is almost impossible to dedicate the time required to understand this great heritage. Add the mobile applications into the picture, and there won't be any time to breathe. Forget about giving time to learn about Hinduism. The sad thing is that most Hindus don't know about their own religion. Most of their knowledge comes from watching the TV series based on Hindu gods. But the problem is, most of the TV series are actually spreading lies on Hinduism, which is transferred to the current generation, and further deviating from the actual truth. Hence, it is important to pass the true knowledge to the current generation, who don't have time to read the ancient texts nor have the source to gather that knowledge. Hinduism, by definition, is not about praying to a particular god. It is all about leading an ideal way of life. And Hinduism derives its understanding from its sacred scriptures known as Vedas. When followers of Abrahamic religions came to India, they believed Indians were just another idol worshippers. The same type of worshippers whom they had already wiped off in Middle East and Europe. Both Middle East and Europeans, who were originally idol worshippers themselves, were converted to Abrahamic religion which originated in the Arabic land. The Europeans went a step ahead and established the founder of the second Abrahamic religion as a white European, despite all the evidences showing Yeshua was an Arab. They even changed Yeshua name to Jesus so that Europeans can find it easy to pronounce his name. This lie made it easier for Europeans to accept Christianity, because portraying him as a non-European will make it difficult to replace their local religion. But what was the need to convert them? Why couldn't they coexist with other religions? The reason lies in their holy books, which boast of heaven with lots of pleasure. And to get these pleasures, the followers have to establish that particular religion as the only religion on the planet. That is the reason why they have to attack the people of other religion in their land. If they don't find any of them in their land, they venture to new lands just to find non-believers and fight with them. With time, the religion which originated in the Middle East spread all over the world. The only exception is mainland Asia, whose 70% of areas were not invaded. However, they did manage to set their feet in India, which has, on record, faced the wrath of two Abrahamic religion. The Abrahamic religions which wiped out all other religions wherever they went, failed to wipe out Hinduism from India, despite ruling it for centuries one after another. That brings to ask us, what is the hallmark of Hinduism? The answer is its survival. It doesn't matter how much hardship it faces, it will survive. And it has survived from time unknown. This makes Hinduism Sanatan. Sanatan meaning eternal. Hinduism, the eternal religion, is more accurately referred to as Sanatan. Hinduism boasts of millions of gods. But if you ask the Hindus about the number of gods he or she worships, you will get variety of answers. Some Hindus will be worshipping many gods. Some others will be worshipping only a selective one, while some will not be worshipping any gods. And interestingly, all of them are Hindus, irrespective of the number of gods they worship. This reveals an interesting fact about Hinduism. Hinduism is not dependent on gods. If you think Hinduism is like other religions, which is all about worshipping and going to temples, then you cannot be more wrong. Hinduism doesn't demand you to visit temple or even worship the god. Hinduism even doesn't demand you to believe that God exists. According to Vedic scholars, your belief in God doesn't make any difference to the God. The only difference it makes is in you. And you visit temple and worship gods, not for the God, but for yourself. Now the question is, if a religion doesn't make it compulsory to worship, then what is this religion? Sit tight, my friends, because now we will present to you the basic belief of Hinduism. The belief of Hinduism starts with the origin of all living beings. Every living being is basically a spiritual energy called Atma, also known as soul. This spiritual energy originates from a central energy. The ancient texts call this central energy as Paro Brahman. Atma originates from this Paro Brahman and travels inside a fake surrounding called Maya. Maya provides a physical container to the Atma for a particular period. This physical container is called Sharir, which is a mortal body and a part of Maya. Atma cannot directly command the Sharir, but interacts with it through Chetna, which is the subconsciousness. Chetna interacts with Sharir. And finally, Sharir interacts with Maya. The entire interaction between Maya and Atma is recorded in terms of karma. Karma is categorized into three types: Sattvic, Rajasic, Tamasic. The distribution of karma into the three categories are made based on the relation between karam and dharma. In ancient books, karma and karma means the same. But to explain things to the current generation, we are going to keep them different. Karam means actions of the individual, while dharma is a set of duties or responsibilities assigned to that individual. And karma is the impact born out of the relation between karma and dharma. When the karam is in accordance with dharma, then the karma born out of it will be called sattvic. In sattvic, everyone benefits from the actions. Like a banker giving a loan based on the credit score of the customer. Here nobody suffers, and thus it will be sattvic karma. When the karam violates the dharma, but is done with a good intention, then the karma born out of it will be rajasic karma. Like a banker giving loan to a customer with low credit score because he believed in the customer's ability to repay the loan. The karma of the banker will be rajasic karma. When the karam violates the dharma and is done with an evil intention, then the karma born out of it will be tamasic karma. Like a banker intentionally giving loan to a customer, despite knowing that the customer will flee the nation without repaying the loan amount. This negative karma is called tamasic karma. Every karma will have a good and bad effect. Not good or bad, but good and bad. How? Let us look at an example. A criminal was about to do a mass shooting. And to save the people, a policeman kills the shooter. Now, what kind of karma has the policeman generated? Is it good or bad? According to Hinduism, every karma is a mixture of good and bad. A person will have to be punished for bad karma and will be rewarded for good karma. So how does the karma of the policeman play out? The family of the criminal will cry and suffer, as they lost a beloved member of their family. The policeman will be punished for their sufferings. The survivors will be happy that they are saved. They will be grateful to the policemen for killing the criminal. The policeman will be rewarded for it. The deceased was saved from taking the negative karma, which would have borne out of the killings. And thus, he will be grateful to the policeman for killing him. The policeman will be rewarded for it. Strange, isn't it? One can be thankful for being killed because it prevented him from generating negative karma. The survivors might have some good and bad karma on society later on. This will all be shared by the policeman as well. The policeman will be punished for the bad karma of the survivors and will be rewarded for the good karma of the survivors. Thus, in Hinduism there is no such good or bad karma, but a mixture of it. The impact of all these karma will be seen in later births. Hence, in every birth, a soul faces both happiness and sorrow. These are a result of all the karma generated from the previous births. If the net karma is good, then the soul will be born in a positive surrounding, where he will have more opportunities to gather good karma. Once his karma is good enough, he will then rise higher in the level, and ultimately will escape the Maya. If the net karma is bad, then the soul will be born in a negative surrounding. Here the surroundings will encourage him to gather bad karma, and his chetna is all which will try to prevent him from doing such things. If he ignores his chetna and continues to gather bad karma, then he will be pushed into a lower level. One such level is the level of animals, plants and insects. In this level, the chetna is missing. The body interacts with the Maya directly, without the direction from the soul. A body without chetna has no wisdom of right or wrong. Therefore, every act is without an ulterior motive. In this level, they act according to the ecosystem set up by Manu, which benefits all the livings and non-livings. Some species are more beneficial while some are less. Unintentionally, they remove their bad karma. This will continue until they have removed enough bad karma and regain the human level, where chetna will be active again. Every soul goes through multiple births, which includes the animal birth also. In human form, the aim is to escape this cycle of birth and death by gathering enough good karma. Thus, the major objective of all humans is just one: gather enough good karma to break the birth cycle. There are two ways of breaking the cycle of birth and death. One is Mukti while another is Bhakti. Mukti is of 5 types: Salokya, Sarupya, Sarsati, Samipya, Sayuya. Salokya means same lok, where lok means area of abode. Here a divine being gives permanent residence to the Atma in the God's abode. Thus, the Atma no longer participates in the cycle of birth and death. Sarupya means same roop, where roop means appearance. This applies to devotees of Vishnu only. Here the Atma is given a 4-handed form of Vishnu and he looks after the need of Vishnu devotees, just as a real Vishnu would have done. Sarsati means same rank. Here the Atma is not just freed from cycle of birth and death, but also given such high divinity, as if the Atma is a god or goddess himself. Radha and Meera are examples of Atma who have attained Sarsati. Samipya means vicinity of God. Here the Atma always stays in the proximity of God and thus doesn't participate in the cycle of birth and death anymore. The Atma will stay near the God, just like Nandi who stays near Shiv. Sayuya is the most popular form of Mukti. Here the Atma dissolves in Para Brahman himself. Thus, he ends up where he started. And the events of the multiverses no longer impact him. This Sayuya is more popularly known as Moksha or Nirvana. Bhakti is similar to Salokya and Samipya. Here the Atma moves to Vaikuntha, the abode of Vishnu. And instead of just staying there, the Atma performs activities as per Vishnu's wishes. The Atma who only wishes to serve Vishnu as a servant forever goes for Bhakti. This, my friend, is called Hinduism. And the people who believe in it are called Hindus. It doesn't matter which god you worship, or if you worship them or not. If you believe in incarnation and karma, with the intent to break the cycle of birth, then you are a Hindu. Hinduism, as explained earlier, is just a way of living. But with time, it transformed into a religion. The journey started with the high-profile Indus River. In 4th century BCE, a Greek historian, Megasthenes, wrote a book Indica, where he mentioned Indus Valley civilization. Slowly, the word Indus became Hindus, with traders from all over the world crossing the Indus River in search of luxurious commodities. By the 13th century, the word Hindustan, meaning the land of Hindus, was first used by Islamic writer Minhaj-i-Siraj. And Hindu is used to refer to a person who lives near or beyond the Indus River. Till this time, Hinduism has not been treated as a religion. Hinduism was formally depicted as a religion by a Christian missionary named Sebastião Manrique in 17th century. He put the entire knowledge and practices of Vedas under one roof and called it Hinduism. Friends, that's how Hinduism, a way of living, was transformed into Hinduism, the most complex religion, with a large set of traditions. And with this we are ending our video with high hopes that you liked our efforts. In return, if you were hoping to see some gods here, then you have to wait for the videos of the next series. Till then, stay pious and support us so that we will provide all the information related to Hinduism.